tonight. Not disappointed, I would say. But yeah, we would have loved to have got all 3 points on a road trip. That's been pretty grueling for the last couple of days and been, yeah, credit to the boys for going through this month unbeaten. I don't know if any of the guys have ever experienced that. I'm not sure if I have too as a player or a coach, in the most grueling, challenging times. To get through unscathed and end off on a clean sheet. That they get the red card. Sometimes that's the most difficult games to play. They're just waiting for one moment. They've got great transition players, Kamungo, Julio. So, we mitigated that for most of the game and happy to get out of here with a point at the end of the month. For sure, if we were different, if we were stronger in terms of fitness wise and health wise, we could have, pushed a little bit more at the end there. But proud of the boys, super proud. Haven't looked at the results yet all around the league, but I'm not really focused on those teams right now. We're just focused on our journey. And now we get a chance to reset a little bit for a couple of days, and let all our guys go and represent their nations proudly. Thank you.
Thanks, Bradley. Jonathan?
I think you'll like what you see when you look at the standings. You have a 4 point lead in the Eastern Conference. But might we be able to clear up a couple of procedural things before getting deep into the game? First of
Sure.
all, what happened to Michael?
Michael, I'm no doctor, but it looked like he tweaked his groin. To what extent? Not sure. I'm not sure if it was on a sprint or in a tackle, where there was a bit of resistance. So I'm not sure. But he signaled something very early, and he's got a good gauge of when something's bothering him. So he felt something immediately, and that's when we knew we had to change because Mika doesn't take any chances with his body and his health. So we still have to evaluate and assess.
And secondly, Andre Blake was out of the 18 tonight, which had surprised a few of us, perhaps, who were not there, admittedly. Was
Yeah.
that a surprise to you when the time came? Was it planned? Is he going to miss Jamaica or what?
No, he had a family commitment, and we gave him the freedom to head to the family commitment early in Jamaica. And I think the rest remains confidential.
All right, Kyle?
Hi, Bradley.
Right.
Um, Defensively, what was Dallas doing? It just seemed like you guys couldn't get that final pass into the box there a couple times tonight. They were just really blocking you guys down. What were you seeing out there on the field?
You said us defensively?
No, Dallas defensively. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, thanks for understanding that. So obviously when you're playing the 10v10 game, outfield players, you have a game plan and when they get the red card, we have to start tweaking things. But, we never wanted to be desperate. And coming to Dallas where it's a massive field and they have Lucho Acosta and then they have Musa who's a lethal finisher and then they have Julio who's great in transitions. So, they're very dangerous in these moments. So in order to mitigate, the desperation, we have to keep shape and we have to keep, structure at all times because you give away one moment, like you saw in the last game we had. We have a giveaway pass and all of a sudden Toronto scores a goal. So, we wanted to mitigate that. And for us, it was through the 90 minutes. Can we wear them down? And I think if you look at 23 shots, and we didn't get much on target. And so some of these days, and I said, it's the result of the month we've had. I'm just glad we got through the month the way we did, and we take the clean sheet and run with it. So yeah, I don't think it's much of what Dallas did as opposed to how much sort of traveling games minutes in the legs were. Yeah.
All right, any final questions? All right, thanks, Bradley. Thanks, everyone.